Hello, it is Monday and welcome to a new weekly reading vlog. Now hopefully this week can be a bit more interesting than last week. Hopefully I can be not well. I don't want to say ill, like I'm not ill. I don't have like a virus or something, although Kay thinks she might be starting to get tonsillitis, which I'm very susceptible to tonsillitis, even though I don't have tonsils, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, I don't like saying I'm ill, but like I'm flaring up from my EDS. I was having a flare up last week, a little bit, little flare up. And yeah, it's awful. I still don't feel great. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't feel great. It's not like Sunday goes into Monday and suddenly I'm like, wow, you know. But I'm starting to feel like I'm coming out of it, you know. I'm so tired right now, I'm getting ready to go to bed. And it's not even, it's only 11 o'clock and oof, I feel rough. But yeah, my hair, looking good right now. Don't know what I did differently, but it's looking good right now. Very, very happy with it. I have also already finished a book today. So I read, what was it called? Fugitive Telemetry, which is this here. So this is a bind up of two novellas. It's Fugitive Telemetry and System Collapse are the two novellas. I'm going to start System Collapse and read a little bit before I go to bed. Maybe. But I finished Fugitive Telemetry, and I think that makes 12 books so far this month, which is good. Good. I also have one of my books has been delayed. Crosscheck has been moved to the 1st of August. So that's been taken off my TBR, which is taking a little bit of like the stress off of me. I'm really enjoying this. I've been reading Murderbot through the order that it shows on like Storygraph and stuff, and Fugitive Telemetry was shown as after Network Effect. But after reading Fugitive Telemetry, my brain is telling me once again that it is set before Network Effect. And I don't understand, like it's published later, they were published in the order that I've read them, and yet this feels like, I don't know. So next up is System Collapse, and then I'll be prepared for the new book coming out, which is, I don't remember what it's called. But I've only got this next one though is like, that is a chunker. That for a Murderbot, that's a chunker. But thankfully the writing is huge, so they're very easy to get through. And I just love being with Murderbot. I absolutely adore Murderbot. There was so many times in this that I was just like, I totally get it, Murderbot. I totally get it. There was actually a point where I had to voice note Vicky. Because I was like, I totally get this. And I just found that I voice noted Vicky. So he's gone through a scanner which pops up if somebody's got weapons. And now bear in mind, it's because I'm thinking of Alexander Skarsgård playing Murderbot. So it is a construct, which means it is mostly bought with some neural tissue and human skin and stuff like that. So it looks human, it is not human. It very much would like you to respect the fact that it is not human. And it said, the weapon scanner, which I was not allowed to hack, and which I wasn't hacking, alerted on me, but it had my body scan ID on the weapons allowed list, so it didn't set off the alarm. I have energy weapons in my arms, and it's not like I can leave them behind in the hotel room. I mean, my arms are detachable, so theoretically I could leave them behind if I had a little help. But as a long-term solution, it was really inconvenient. And these are in the sides. There's bracketed sides, and it's the whole thing is the whole series is like epistolary and different things. So it's like you're sitting down with Murderbot, and Murderbot is telling you these stories. So there's the main story, and then there's brackets where there's little asides where Murderbot's like explaining things to you. Not quite explaining things to you, but things like that, where it's like adding a little bit of context. And I absolutely love that. So if you're looking for an epistolary novel, I believe that Murderbot counts. So I love Murderbot so much. I really, really do love Murderbot so much. I actually really like this matte effect. I usually hate the matte effect, but I like the matte effect on this one. Anyway, I also got book mail today, but I opened it on my own because I was looking like hell until I had my shower. So apologies. I opened a bubble mailer on my own. But what I got was Evening the Score by Lexi LaFleur-Brown. This is the second book in this series. I'm not entirely sure what the series is called. I'm assuming it's a series, but Lexi LaFleur-Brown writes hockey romances. This is her second hockey romance. She is a Native First Nations Canadian who is also a hockey player. She's a goalie, and her husband is an ex-NFL player. He currently is the colour commentator for the Seattle Kraken. And I'm sure his surname is Brown. JT, I think his name is JT Brown. But yeah, this is Lexi. She's so funny. She is, she's also very much like, if anybody knows Georgia Tennant, not personally, just like the lore of Georgia Tennant, who's the wife of David Tennant, Lexi would get on very well with Georgia Tennant, just to say. So yes, this is her second book. This is Enemies to Lovers, where this guy's dad is the rival of her dad, and his dad had a bad hit on her dad, which ended up with him losing his career in the NFL. And so their dads hate each other, and she decides to get revenge on him, but then starts to fall for him and realise that maybe the sins of the father are not the sins of the son, if you get what I mean. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this. This is the floppiest book I've ever, honestly, you could probably just like bend this in half and it would still, love me floppy books. But yeah, so I'm very excited to read this. This is on this month's TBR. It's probably going to be the next thing I read after I finish Murderbot, because I do like to do, there's just something about the fact that like I'm only halfway through a book, so I want to finish it, even though they're two different books. It's just a bind up. I wouldn't be able to like set it down and go, I just need to finish it, you know? But then I also want to read Evening the Score, and then I think I'm going to read Clockwork Princess, just to finish up that trilogy, and then I'll read Chasing the Fire. That's the plan so far. This as well is on KU, so if you've got a KU account, I would suggest you go on and read it there. It obviously helps. She gets paid for every page, including the front page and the back page. So go all the way to the front and then all the way through to the back when you're reading any Kindle book. Make Amazon pay authors. They get paid by the page. Make sure you look at every page. But yes, I have bought this book, obviously. I actually got this from Waterstones, which is amazing that Lexi's books are in Waterstones, because I think they are also indie published. It's Mira Books, but I believe Mira is a self-publishing platform. I might be wrong, I'm probably wrong, but I know Mira at least is like, it's not a big publisher. So to have, I couldn't get her first book in Waterstones, but I can get her second book, which is amazing. It's on my Kindle, and I'll be reading it on my Kindle because she gets paid when I read it on my Kindle. So I'm going to support as much as I can. But yes, Murderbot first. So excited. After this, I'll be caught up on Murderbot, then I'll be caught up on Lex LaFleur-Brown books, then I'll be finished the Clockwork series, The Infernal Devices, and then Chasing the Fire finishes that series. Tori must be so proud right now. So proud. Do you know how proud she is when someone finishes a series or catches up with a series? That's her whole thing. Tori actually has a readathon that she usually does twice a month called Series TBR-a-thon. The whole point is because Tori has an issue where she starts series and gets so far through them and then they drop off the face of the earth and she never finishes them. And so a lot of people have that issue. And so she has Series TBR-a-thon so that people can get on with their series. And I think that's amazing and so much fun. So I think the next round might be in August. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I will check in with Tori, and if there's any information, I'll put it down below. But I don't think, as of yet, other than potentially, yes, it's in August, I don't think there's any further information. We are also doing a year-long readathon on the Discord page for it. So I'll put the Discord down below. And each month you have to do a prompt, because that's how year-long readathons work. And it gets you your passport stamp. So the whole thing is, Tori's cat Eden has ended up stowed away on a plane, and this plane is going different places and you need to get her back to Scotland. We did one just in the UK with Rolo, her other cat, last year. This year's Eden, and she's got on a plane. So every month has a different country, and we didn't theme, I was there helping her make it, like, prompts got pulled randomly, like basically put them in a hat or like on a spinny wheel and they got pulled randomly. But it's really fun because you get the like Bobby did so many different like beautiful graphics, and the little passport thing where you get like it's a little cat hand, and then like you get the country flag in the cat hand when you complete the prompt. It's honestly so cute. Honestly, Bobby's so talented, so talented, and yeah, it's just stunning. Anyway, where did I go with that? Yeah, so Tori right now, going back to where I started, Tori right now will be so proud of me, and like she's gonna be sitting there like clapping and squealing because I'm getting through so many series. After that, I do have the last book in the Immortal Instruments to finish. I also have One for the Road and How to Be an Anti-Racist, which I'll be listening to the audiobook for that because the hardback book is technically out of date now. So between the hardback book coming out and the paperback book coming out and the audiobook, which is made off of the paperback, there has been updates and additives put in to the book based on things that happened, I believe, in 2019. I'm not entirely sure. But I only know this because there's a note on the audiobook at the start just to say, by the way, this is different from the hardback. It's like the paperback, it explains it all. But I didn't listen to it all the way through. I was just listening to make sure the sound was okay and the speed was okay, and I caught a little bit of the foreword. So I just know that it is going to be different. So I'm definitely going to be reading that via audio rather than the copy of the book I've got, because the copy of the book is slightly outdated, but it's fine. I don't think I have that much left to read. Well, that's all. I'm only looking at what's in there. So I've got 3 books in there. I have 2 arcs that I want to get read. A Murderbot. So 3 books in there. 2 arcs. No, that is one of the arcs. 3 books in there. 1 arc. I have One for the Road on arc. It's terrible. Don't look at me. Murderbot. Even in the Score, Clockwork Princess, Catching the Fire. So I think I've got 8 books left to read. Let me just double check my Kindle. Yeah, that's it. So I've got those 3 books that are in there. Murderbot, Even in the Score, Clockwork Princess, Chasing the Fire, and People Watching. I want to get People Watching read as well. And that's it. I've got 8 books left on my TBR. Which most people would say is, you know, that is usually like a good month worth of reading. But as I said, I am unwell, I am unemployed, and I am burying my sorrows in books at this point. I still have to go to the nurse. I've got the nurse tomorrow because today is a bank holiday in Scotland because we made it to the World Cup in the football, and so it was bank holiday because we played Haiti yesterday and won. So we're currently top of the group table. So there's us, Brazil, Haiti, and Morocco. And we played Haiti and won. Brazil played Morocco and drew. So currently we've got 3 points. Brazil and Morocco have 1 point and Haiti have 0 points. This is the most I've ever known about football in my life. And it was just because I was curious. And it came up with the table and I was like, oh, we've got 3 points. 3 points is a lot better than 1 point. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I wonder how far Scotland will be able to make it in the World Cup. I'll be interested to just keep dipping in and out and watching. Not watching the games, but like watching the scores and stuff. Yeah, the Tartan Army is currently in Boston, and Boston are having a great time, and that's not sarcasm. Like, I just keep seeing posts and TikToks and reels about how amazing a time the locals are having meeting all the Scots that have gone over. The Tartan Army have raised over $10,000 for a children's hospital there, and children's charities and stuff like that. And apparently they're on their best behaviour, so like, power to them. They have, however, been putting cones on all the statues. Which is a long-running Scottish thing because there's I think it's the Duke, is it the Duke of Wellington or something? I can't remember, I just know he's the Duke. And it's a statue in Glasgow, and he is on his horse. And he always has a cone on his head. If the cone's taken down, because the council technically is not supposed to be there, so the council have to take the cone down, somebody climbs up and puts the cone back on him. He always has to have his cone. And so, with a lot of Scots going over to America, they've been putting cones on the heads of the statues. So, yes. They also have been kicking about in kilts to the joy of the locals. Yeah, it's been fun watching it, and there's so much. I love being from Scotland, honestly. We're our own thing, honestly. I know everybody, like, all the different places have their thing, but, like, nobody really knows what Scots are like until they meet them, and the Bostonians are really getting to know us at the moment. And luckily they're on their best behaviour. Anywho, I'm going to go. It's almost time for me to take my meds. And then I can go to bed. Get up tomorrow and go to the nurse. Has anyone seen the Heartstopper trailer for the movie? Because I totally haven't. I totally haven't just watched it. I'm totally fine. Yeah, I'm going to be totally fine. Absolutely fine when it comes out. 100%. Totally chill. Oh my god. I think next month I've got the entire... I can't remember when the graphic novel comes out. But I think I've got... I need to put all... I think it's next month, and I've got all the Heartstoppers on my TBR to reread. Because of course I need to reread them. Before I read the last one. So that's going to be a fun... I mean, I'm going to get through really quickly, but like... And then the movie comes out in July 17th. I can't remember when the last graphic novel comes out though. But yeah, the movie comes out on Netflix on July 17th, and on the one hand I'm not ready, and on the other hand I'm like excited for it. Like... But yeah, I just wondered if anybody's seen it, because I've totally not. I didn't just watch it like 2 minutes ago. Totally did. I'm totally fine. Absolutely 100% fine. I don't know why you've been asking. Anyway, I'm editing, so I'm gonna go back to that. Hello, good afternoon. I'm just popping in. My one job today was to get the pulled pork into the slow cooker to cook and get to the pulley stage. So yeah, I just wanted to show that I've done that. So if anybody's wondering how I make pulled pork, this is like a 1.9 kilo pork shoulder, and then there's like 250 ml of barbecue sauce. We just use the basic one from Heinz because I like that one. 50-ish ml of apple cider vinegar, 2 or 3 teaspoons or 2.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, of like mustard, like yellow mustard, like British yellow mustard, not French or like American yellow mustard, like the proper like mustard, you know, mustard. A whole jar of garlic. I get like these ones, just a whole one of them banged in. I put a little bit of balsamic in it just to sweeten it up, just scoosh it in, like the thick stuff, and then 50 grams of, I'll actually put 60 grams in of brown sugar. I think that's it. I'm not entirely sure. I've got the recipe on my phone. Again, I have like a basic, I've screenshotted something from, I think it's like BBC Good Food or something. It does also say to put herbs in it. I didn't like it the last time I put herbs in it, so I'm leaving the herbs out. But yeah, that's basically it. Apple cider vinegar, garlic, sugar, brown sugar, mustard, balsamic. Oh, and stock. It says to put chicken stock in. I put ham stock in just to give it a bit more of a hammy flavour. And then the shoulder, pork shoulder. And then I always leave the fat up. Like, I don't know if you can see like that whitey bit there. That is the fat. I always put it fat side up, hoping that less of the fat will get into it, because I did try and peel it off. I've got like gloves that I was using. I did try and peel the fat off, but I didn't. I did split into two, so I've put those, like covered the two of them and then put them in. Yeah, just if anybody was wondering. Nobody's probably wondering, to be fair, but that's, yeah, and that'll do us for 3 or 4 meals, 4 or 5 meals sometimes, depending on how much. Kay overdid it last time, had too much, so she'll be splitting into smaller. But yeah, this is like, I love things like this because I literally just throwing stuff in, leaving it for, I've got it set for 8 hours. I always preheat this. I don't know if you're meant to or not, but like, I want it to cook for 8 hours, so I put it on for 8.5 hours while I'm prepping it, and then put it in. And then of course clean your surfaces, because I also pat dry. This time I decided to pat dry the shoulder, just to, I don't know, I feel like it might make a difference. Maybe it's just because I watched Off Campus and it was like, remember to dry your turkey before you deep fry it. I don't know, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes this time. I never use the exact same things. Like, I never use the exact same recipe. I always like judge it. Like, I don't have anything to measure 50 mils because my small jug is only, like, the smallest marking is 100, so I just eyeball it. So it's not very scientific, but it's really good. So yeah, and it's my way of helping to contribute. Like, I feel like I don't contribute very much because I can't stand and cook, but this only takes, like, I can literally, because I'm just bugging stuff in, it's all pre-prepared. It doesn't take that long, and then I can have a seat, come back. It's great. Anyway, I'm going to sit down because I am fucked. Hello, I've now sat down and thought I'd give you a wee bit of an update before we go back to my YouTube videos. Last night I did read some of System Collapse. I read about 90-ish pages of System Collapse, and I think this might be my favourite of all the Murderbots. Like, I like that it's got, like, the collection of all the different people, or a lot of the different people that Murderbot has met. And I can't remember if I said it, but after reading Fugitive Telemetry, I definitely think I should have read Fugitive Telemetry before Network Effect. Even though the publication order is the other way around. It just feels like, because, like, System Collapse comes straight after Network Effect, so, like, why are we then reading Fugitive Telemetry between? It's like almost like a memory to give you, I don't know, I feel like I'm going insane, but it just feels like that's the way you're supposed to read them. But yes, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is my last Murderbot read before the new book comes out, which I'm very excited about. Hopefully I will get my copy next month and they won't fuck about with the dates again. I did also start How to Be an Anti-Racist, and I've been listening to the audiobook version of this, which I would recommend. I would either recommend getting the paperback or reading the audiobook, listen to the audiobook, because between the hardback coming out and the paperback coming out and the audiobook being recorded, obviously, changes have been made. Some of it are just like little word changes. So he explains that he decided to change the word he uses in certain places because of XYZ, different words, different reasons. And there are also additional, a lot of this is going, he said, like, changes made because of his experiences, especially in 2019. So I'm not that far through it yet. He's still, like, talking about his childhood. So this goes between being kind of autobiographical and talking about statistics and policies and historical events, etc. So it's a nice mesh between the two. I often don't like autobiographical non-fictions unless I know they're autobiographical non-fictions. Like, if I'm reading someone's memoir, I'm expecting it to be. This I was not expecting to be a memoir of sorts. It's not a memoir though. He is just using situations from his own life and the like experiences that his parents have had and that he has had to then, like, give almost context to the statistics, etc., that he is then presenting you with, because a lot of the time just pure fact statistics and things like that can be quite boring, quite dry, whereas this hooks it on, it links it to someone's personal experience, and it gives it a bit more, not context, but, like, it just makes it easier to intake into your brain, and I think he's done an excellent job of that so far. I am not quite halfway through, but I want to say enjoying it is a weird thing to say, but, like, I think he's done an excellent job of writing this. I think that it is engaging, I think that it is interesting, I think that it is very informative, and he has been really good at doing that in such a short space. Like, he can get a lot of information across without dragging it out, and I think that is a talent that some writers have. So far, really enjoying it. Again, this is an excellent book so far, and I am looking forward to learning more as I read and hopefully being able to apply more to my life, because I'm but one person and I can only do my best, and learning more is how you do your best. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some more watching done. I've got, I think, 3 videos to watch on YouTube, and then I'll probably read some more Murderbot, I feel like listening is something I do better when I have other things to do. I can't just sit here and listen because it drives me nuts, and then I can't even play my games because I'm going to have to watch ads for some reason. It then like goes over the book, and it's just really annoying. So I much prefer reading while I'm setting up, and then I can go and do things and listen to the audiobook. So we shall see. We shall see. I almost just dropped everything trying to film this clip. As you can tell, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm going to read in bed just so I can get a bit more reading in, but I don't want to be sitting down here anymore. I'm getting too warm. I just want to go to bed and sit and read. But I am reading Evening the Score by Lexi LaFleur Brown, and this is such a funny... It's not like a serious romance, it's more like a slapstick rom-com. Like, there are so many things in here that are just... it's like one of those movies where, like, kind of like 10 Things I Hate About You, where ridiculous things happen, and it's just so funny. I'm really enjoying it so far. There are a few things where I'm like, until I realised it was meant to be like a funny romance, not just like a serious romance, I was like, what's going on here? And now I'm with the rhythm. I'm really enjoying it. I'm over halfway through, just over halfway through. So we'll see how much more I can get read. And yeah, that's all I've really done today. I spoke to you, I think, did I tell you that I finished System Collapse? I don't think I did. I finished System Collapse, and I've read halfway through this. I feel like I'm doing well. I forgot about the pulled pork. I'll need to check the pulled pork before I go to bed, because it was still really hot the last time I checked it. But yeah, forgot about that. Hello, it is Friday, and apparently my hair has decided today is in fact the day, and I am in fact the one. Because what is this? I really need to find my straighteners to sort this out. This, yeah, my hair is so big right now. I think it comes across as smoother on the thing, but like, it's so frizzy right now. I've just been in the shower, been to the nurse, got my dressing changed, and I'm like verging on Cousin It. Like, I look like I belong in an 80s rock band at this point. Maybe not quite, but like, it's, I need to find my straighteners to, start straightening it to actually like just smooth it down a bit, because obviously I don't need to straighten, like, my hair is straight. My hair is straight regardless of what I try to do to it, but this like level of like puffiness is not it. It's so humid outside as well, so humid. My hair was looking great until I went outside, and then it went, oh. So yeah, we're doing great. I did not update yesterday, mainly because I ended up on the phone to my mum for like 3.5 hours. And by the time we were finished, I forgot that I was meant to update the vlog. And then it was late, so I had to go to bed because I had to get up for the nurse in the morning. So yeah, I also didn't really do much reading. So I'm only up to page 86 of Clockwork Princess. So I still have, I think, when I checked my spreadsheet, I need to read between 200, I was like, I can't remember if it's 207 or 211, or I might be totally wrong, but it's 200 and something pages per day to finish my TBR. I have read more of, what's it called, How to Be an Anti-Racist, but I need to sync that up with the audio, so I'll need to check that later. But yeah, thought I'd pop in and show you my main. But now it's time for breakfast because I did not get up in time to have breakfast. But I did get tea, so that's the main thing. Hello, it is later on Friday, and I found my straighteners, and look at the difference. Honestly, like, the difference that has made to my hair. I feel like a new person. Like, I feel like a new woman. I'm now unsure about the bangs because I feel like my face, I've got a thing about my forehead, and I just feel like my forehead takes up too much of my face. Like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yes, I found my straighteners. They were not anywhere I thought they were going to be. They were in a random Waterstones bag by the side of my bed. What is that all about? What is that all about? But yeah, I've come upstairs, 1, to find my straighteners, 2, so I can film my TBR. It is only the 19th of June, so filming my TBR seems like, I don't know, it seems like too forward planning, but I think it's fine. I totally think so. I'm so happy with my hair right now. So happy with my hair right now. Well, maybe it'll be better once. I think I'm going to grow the bangs out and have like, anyway, we'll figure that out later. But yes, I'm very happy. I am also running sprint later on this afternoon because I said I was going to run 2 sets of sprints. I've not done so yet, and it's the 19th of June, so I need to get on that. So I'm going to run sprints tonight. I'm just not resetting my Kindle, but I'm just looking at my Kindle, like what I've got on my Kindle, so that if I need to pick something, I can. Anyway, I'm going to go and get this filmed. I've got things I want to do today, but I just don't know how I'm going to get on with them. So yeah, I thought I'd jump in and, you know, show you my hair. I'm so happy. I think I'm going to start straightening my hair again. Like, my hair doesn't really need straightened, but it doesn't need straightening, like it's already straight, like, but oh, the shine and the, like, I've got Remington straighteners and they're apparently imbued with, I think, like shea butter or almond oil or something apparently in the blades to make my hair shiny. I'm so happy with my hair. I'm actually so happy with my hair right now. Now I just need to start wearing makeup every day and I'll be back to like Andy in high school. Which is funny because I was talking to Mum last night and I was saying, like, I actually had a really good time at high school. Like, I'm too short in this. I need to pump my chair a wee bit. Ugh, there we go. That, like, I actually did enjoy my time in high school, but I wouldn't do it again. Although, in saying that, if I could go back and do it with, like, my level of consciousness now, like, if I could take my brain and put it back into my high school body, I think I'd definitely have a better time of it. Like, yeah, like, me and Mum were discussing, like, maturity levels and stuff like that and brain development and stuff. I've got 2 siblings. My little brother is 13, he'll be 14 this year, and my little sister is 11, she'll be 12 this year, because there's 2 years between them and 20 years exactly between, or not exactly, but 20 years save 1 month between me and my little brother. So like, I'm August, actually my little sister's September, I'm August, no, my little sister's July, I forgot how months go, I'm August and my little brother's September, so I turned 20 in the August and he was born in the September, so like, just about 20 years, exactly. Anyway, we're also like 20th as well, so like one of us, I'm the 21st, I want to say my little sister's the 23rd and my little brother's the 25th, but I might have that the wrong way round. I can't remember, like, but we're all like 21, 23, 25, and I think it's really funny. July, August, September. Anyway, I'm gonna go film. Hello, it is later, as you can probably tell. I don't know, I'm getting closer. I think I've got some of the giddiness left over from, I'm not looking at you, there we go. Left over from the TBR video. Sorry, I'll stop being weird. I had another Red Bull, okay? This is getting long enough that it's doing this now. Yeah, sorry. Focus, Andy. Focus. I filmed my TBR video. I came downstairs to have some lunch. Had lunch. Fed Hamish's lunch. He does not care for me right now. And I also finished How to Be an Anti-Racist. This is fantastic. Again, I recommend the audiobook and the paperback over the hardback, simply because the author states that the audiobook and paperback have been updated since this has been written, and so they are like revised versions of this, so therefore more up to date. So I would say, I mean, the information is still going to be, the information is pretty much the same. There's just, like I say, it's refined and revised. So it's always best to get the most up-to-date version of something like that. Now, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is my Hamilton hoodie. But like, these are the books I have to read next month without the pre-orders. I love it, like I'm looking at myself, but now I'm looking at you, but then I can't see myself. So, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, these are the, sorry, these are the books minus the pre-orders that have yet to come in. I'm in danger. But, so, back up. This month, I still have these to read. So it's Clockwork Princess and City of Henley Fire from the Shadowhunter world, and then Chasing the Fire and One for the Road, which are romances. So, but why are we drifting? Why are we drifting? Oh, we'll do this. So these are the... This is the most chaotic vlog I think I've ever filmed. These are the 4 books that I still have to read. I'm 86 pages into Clockwork Princess. And do you know what's fun though? This, and this finished 3 different series. And then this one, this gets me up to date with the series. But I believe there's going to be, because it's the McCabe brothers is the name of the series. But there's 3 brothers and 1 sister. And the 3 brothers, this is the 3rd brother's book. So I hope, and I think there's going to be a book for the sister. So technically, I think there should be another book. But this has only just been released this month. So I'm up to date. These all like basically get me up to date with series, which is amazing. Anyway, what was the thing? Yes, so I have to read this. This is a lot of pages to read by the end of the month. So, yeah, I am running sprints tonight, so hopefully I can get a good chunk into Clockwork Princess. Yeah, I do have One for the Road on ebook. Well, no, that's a lie. I've got these 4, and I've got People Watching still to read as well. So that's 5 books. But People Watching and One for the Road I also have on Kindle, because I have ARCs. Bad Andy, not reading our ARCs. And, but these hefty things, I'm going to have to hold to read. So, wish me luck. But yes, I came down for lunch and have not been back up, and my computer's just sitting on upstairs. So I should probably go do a little, hello. Are you gracing us with your presence? No, he was just adjusting how he was lying. So I should probably go deal with that. However I want to deal with that. I can't decide if I'm doing sprints in here or if I'm doing sprints upstairs. Probably down here because it's comfier down here. I've zoomed in again. It's not, I'm moving my arm. Like it's not, I'm not like, it's my arm. Yeah, because it hurts to hold my arm out, I just slowly, my elbow slowly bending. I've lost my train of thought again. Sprints, yes. I'll probably do sprints down here because it's much comfier to sit in here than it is to sit upstairs. Especially for reading. Like, I don't like sitting in a computer chair and reading. I don't know how people do it. So I'll probably do sprints down here, which means I do need to bring my laptop downstairs. I'm so very tired. I really want to nap. But sprints start at 6 and it's currently 10 to 5. So I might get like, he's just like, what? I might get a little disco nap in, a little 20-minute disco nap. But I need to wait for Kate to come home, otherwise she's just going to disrupt me. Although in saying that, it takes Kate about 15 minutes to get home, so if I can get to napping before, that'll never happen. I'll wait until Kate gets home and then I'll have a disco nap. Hello, I am a shell of a woman. My hair's gone up. I can't. I needed to. I'm too warm. I can't. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. Tell me if this happens to you as well. But see, when I cry, I get really, really warm. And I'm now 302 pages into Clockwork Princess. So I've been crying. I've been crying so much. Him's just whistling at you. Or at me because I won't go upstairs. I am getting ready to go. After I film this clip, I'm going upstairs. I'm going to get my jammies. I was literally about to stand up and put jammies on. And I was like, you will not film a clip in your jammies. You're doing it while you're still dressed. So that's why we're here. So I am going to go upstairs. I am going to continue reading. But I'm going to go upstairs. Yeah, I'm 300 pages in. I'm just about to start chapter 14. And oh my god. This poem that they've used for the header of the chapter is an elegy on the death... Well, Adonius. An elegy on the death of John Keats. John Keats is my favourite poet. He just keeps chewing his foot. It's really quite annoying. Yes, so, yeah, this book is wrecking me. Wrecking me so much. I'm so stressed. And when I'm stressed and I'm crying, my temperature elevates. It's probably something to do with the stress. I don't know how. I'm not, like, physiology smart in that sense. Hamish, please stop eating your foot. It's not going to help, I promise. I know it feels good in the moment, but then it'll take longer to heal. He's just not listening. Yeah, I probably should go to sleep because I'm very tired. But I'm going to finish not finished reading it. I've got 263 pages left. I'm not finishing this tonight. If I finish this tonight, I'll be up way later than I should be. But I'll maybe read another I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. I'm going to be so mad at myself. See if the next clip is me being like, guys, I stayed up too late to read my book and now I'm so tired. Like, I'm going to be so annoyed at myself. I don't think we have plans anymore tomorrow because I needed the place that we were supposed to go to contact me back about access and they have not. And I'm not paying regular prices for a ticket when I am entitled to a free companion ticket and don't have to pay full price. So, yes. Hamish, why? He's just being mental. Okay, yeah, so I think we've cancelled that, but I don't know if we've changed plans or just cancelled plans, but I'll need to ask you when I go upstairs. But I cannot stay up too late to read my book, even though I really want to. I'm not adding much value to this clip. I was on sprints there with Tori, and Abby popped on for a little bit. We did good. I'm really proud of how much I've read. I started on page 86, which is here, and I read this much tonight. That is almost half of what I had left. Like, I read a good chunk. I read a good chunk of that book. So, I'm very proud of myself. Like 220-ish pages? Like 210 to 220-ish pages. Just over 200 pages. I'm very proud. Sprint's really fun. We did get a bunch of bots popping on. And it was so obvious that they were bots. It was so, like, they were just talking while we were sprinting and just, like, answering questions like a robot would. Or answering questions that nobody, like, talking about how, like, this is my favourite. I think reading is so much fun. Romance novels are the best kind of book. My favourite author is, like, nobody's talking to you. We're on a sprint. Shut up. Like, you're not actually, like, yeah, it's very obvious that it was bots. And all their names were, like, Madeline-G256X. Like, I checked the profiles. They were completely dead profiles. Like, there was nothing on them. There was even one, it kept popping up, like, they were probably said, I love being subscribed to this channel. They weren't subscribed to my channel. So, like, if you're gonna be, like, just don't be a liar. Don't be a liar. Anyway, I know YouTube have just done a big purge. Was it YouTube that just did a big purge? Or Instagram just did a big purge of bot accounts, and, like, some people, including, like, celebrities, lost people lost thousands to millions of followers. Like that when they took away the bot accounts. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. But yeah, I had a good night. I got a lot read. I'm very stressed. Crying on sprint is ridiculous. But I'm gonna go, I can see my jammies. I'm gonna go get my jammies on. I'm gonna let him, gonna get my jammies, put in some water, let him out to pee, go upstairs, read more of my book, collapse. Because it's been a long day. Long day. And I'm very tired. Same reaction. Oh my god. So I finished Clockwork Princess. It also finished me. This series always finishes me. Well, one more book down, 4 more to go. Yeah, I just wanted to document that. The pages started getting blurry, and I was like, I should probably just document reading the end of this book. I love the series, and again, picking up on stuff that I didn't pick up on the first time. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm not gonna make sense. And dinner's almost ready, which is a great timing. Okay, I'm more composed, somewhat. I'm uncomposed. Discomposed? Incomposed. What would be the... I don't know what the opposite is. I am not composed, but in a very different way. So obviously I finished Clockwork Princess. It finished me. We're fine. It's been a few hours. I've watched some YouTube, had my dinner. I mean, it's technically almost 2 a.m, but that's not the point. It's Saturday. Like, what do you want from me? And I've started Chasing the Fire by Paisley Hope. I was like, yeah, I'll just read a couple chapters, and so I'm 130 pages in, and I'm finding some things out about myself. So this is a full book pregnancy trope. They have the whole premise of it is they have a one night stand. She ends up pregnant. Shit meat fan. Oh gosh, my hair is hello. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I am enjoying it. Like she's trying to work out how to tell. Like, do you know when you're reading a book and they've had sex, and then at some point the girl's like, why does that thing smell particularly bad? It's making me feel sick. Or she'll taste something and be like, ugh, that's disgusting. And somebody else is like, seems fine to me. Or like she's just randomly feeling sick for no reason, and I'm like, garlic a pregnancy test, like, come on. Like, it's really fun. I know obviously there's like but it just yeah. And it's so funny because like it always makes me think of Mama Dr. Jones, who's on YouTube. She's an OBGYN. She's from Texas. She now lives in New Zealand. And she does a series she does a series where she reacts to episodes of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. And she always says like 2 things. It's like, if you're having sex with someone that can get you pregnant and you're not sure about something, just take a pregnancy test. Because a lot of the time people are like, oh yeah, I'm like, my periods are normally abnormal, like, so I didn't think anything of it. And she's like, if you're ever unsure, just take a test. Just take a test. They're right there. Just take a test. And the second thing she says is, because a lot of them, there's like people who literally find out they're pregnant when they're giving birth, and they often feel a lot of guilt around the fact that they may have been drinking or not eating healthy, not had any scans, not been to the doctor, like not taking any prenatal vitamins, etc. And so like one of the things she always says is, we do what we can with the information that we have at the time. Like, all you can do is your best with the information you have. And again, that goes back to the just take a pregnancy test. Like, luckily, like, I don't know. I just find it, I don't know why, but I seem to really enjoy pregnancy tropes. Now, I don't think I would enjoy like a trap pregnancy. Like, I hate, see when like I read and maybe something happens and the guy sleeps with someone that's not the girl he's meant to, not the woman he's meant to end up with, and I'm like, don't be doing that just in case something happens. And I see a lot of these hockey romances, and I'm like, you are idiots for sleeping around all the time, because you are like millionaires. All it would take is for somebody to purposely get like risky behaviour all around. Anyway, but I'm discovering that I really like a good pregnancy trope. Like, I don't particularly like, I agree with the people who say they don't like it for characters who are staunchly against having children, and then suddenly they find out they're pregnant, or suddenly they find, like, they change with no, they just flipped from one to the other. There's no thinking about it, there's no, like, I've seen ones where somebody's like, oh yeah, I don't think I'm going to have kids, and then when they're with, like, they meet somebody, and, like, they meet their male main character, and they start seeing this possibility of a future that they didn't think they could have, for example, and, like, they have that transition period of, actually, maybe I can have this, I do want this, like, maybe they were pushing it down, didn't want it because they thought they couldn't have it. That, like, that's fine. That's a whole transit. But, like, there's some where they're, like, staunchly against, like, they're like, no, I don't want to have kids. And then they suddenly find themselves pregnant, and they're like, oh, actually, I'm going to be, like, friggin' Martha Stewart. Like, I'm going to be in the kitchen, apron on, barefoot and pregnant, and that's going to be my life now. It's like, everything you've said for the rest of the book has just been nullified. And it annoys me. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It's just lazy in a book, you know? Whereas, like, this character, for example, and then Winter in Reckless, they both want that future. They want to have kids. Winter, for example, has been going through IVF. Like, these are women who want that future, but they want it in a specifically planned way. So, like, she doesn't want to be pregnant from a one night stand. She wants to be pregnant by her husband, who she's, like, built a life with. That's what she wants. But her situation is like, actually, we're doing things a little bit backwards to how you planned them. But, and, like, that I don't mind, like, that I seem to really like, and I love it when, especially, like, when you've got dual POV, and the guy, again, has that situation where they want that future, but they don't feel like they can either have that future, or there's some kind of trauma that makes them think that they may not be a good husband, or a good dad, or a good partner, or but they're actually, like, really, really kind, and really, really like, they work well. Like, when you can see it from both points of view, and you know they're gonna, like, this is why I love Fated Mates. Like, I love this. I love the whole happily ever after thing. I hate breakups upset me. I don't know why. I see celebrity breakups, and it, like, not upsets me, but, like, I feel more for celebrity breakups than I do for anything else, celebrity-wise. But, like, when I know that it is fated to be a happily ever after, I am so, like, locked in with everything, like, and for some reason, like, Reckless is my favourite book in the Chestnut Spring series. Absolutely love it. Amazing, brilliant, beautiful. Theo, oh, I love Theo so much. And then this, like, I knew this was going to be my favourite. So far, I'm 130 pages in, and so far it is my favourite. And that is because, I think that is because, like, this situation, so they both like each other, but they both don't want to be with each other for different but similar reasons. So she doesn't, like, her ex was, like, the bad boy stereotype, like, motorbike, like, drugs, drink, like, and after that experience, she doesn't want to be with a guy like that. She wants to be with a stable guy, and Asher just screams bad boy. He is covered in tattoos, he rides a motorbike, like, he works at the bar, he's the fire chief, like, he just screams bad boy. He's got a very, like, nobody really knows anything about his past. He's new to town, he's only been there, he's been there for a couple of years now, and, like, he just screams, like, dangerous, but, like, we all know, like, but, and it's not even like he's a giant teddy bear underneath. Like, he very much is like, she deserves better than me, because he's got a past that I don't know anything about yet, but he's got a past that's made him think that he is not worth or worthy of someone like Olivia. And so that aspect of where he doesn't think he's good enough, and she doesn't want to be stuck, she doesn't want to be with somebody who doesn't want her, like, when they realise, like, when they sort of realise how, like, and can be honest about how they feel about each other, this situation is going to fall into place. And obviously it's a romance novel, like, it's that kind of romance novel, like the fun, cosy romances that I really like, and that I think is where I like the pregnancy trope, because when she tells him he is going to have to, not going to have to, like, lock in, she's already decided, like, she needs to tell him, but she doesn't expect anything of him. She's, like, just determined to do it. Like, she's really, like, decided she's just a strong character. Like, she's a strong woman. She knows she has her support system. She knows she is strong. She knows she can do this. She's capable, and she will do it on her own if she has to. And so she isn't coming at him like, I'm pregnant, you need to look after me, or I'm pregnant, you need to like be with me. And at the same time, I just get the feeling he's going to be that kind of man where, because he is already half in love with her, at least half in love with her, then, and I'm not entirely, like, he's just decided he isn't, I don't know, like, how he is with kids, like, I don't really know, but, like, I get the feeling that that's going to unlock something in him with his, like, traumatic background. It's going to give him a hope. It's going to give him that feeling of family that he never really had in his background. That's the one thing I do know, like, he has issues with his family, so maybe, like, that's going to give him, like, a look at a future that he can have. And because of the kind of person he is, he's going to feel responsible for her, so, and the baby, like, he's going to want to be involved. I just know, obviously, I mean, again, romance novel, it's not going to go, this is one of those ones where I could probably tell you what's going to happen through the book. I could probably tell you what the, like, this is going to be a very predictable romance. There's going to be a third act conflict. If the third act, depending on how long it could be, I could probably, like, the timeline of the book, I could probably tell you the third act conflict. I could tell you that the epilogue's probably going to have the birth scene in it, like, or, like, proposal or something. Like, it's going to be a very predictable romance, but I like that. It makes me feel good, especially when other things have me weeping. Yeah, I've gotten totally off track of what I was saying, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is, I obviously just like the pregnancy trope, apparently. And I'm like, normally, I don't know, maybe it's because I like these characters already. Like, the pregnancy tropes that I have read and enjoyed, to be fair, it has been Reckless in this, and they both have been further into a series with characters that I've already gotten to know. Like, Liv in this, and the series is very important through the series, and Asher's always just, like, there in the background, so, like, I don't know. I'm gonna go and read some more, and I'll probably update you tomorrow. Hello, it is Sunday, and as you can tell by the fluffy hair, I have just showered. I wanted to update the vlog before I forgot again. But earlier I did finish Chasing the Fire by Paisley Hope. I was so right that this was going to be my favourite book. I knew going in that it was going to be a one night stand pregnancy trope. I did not know pretty much anything else about the rest of it. Obviously, like, Asher, for example, we don't know anything about Asher other than he's the fire chief and he also works in the bar. Like, we don't know anything about Asher. The other characters don't know anything about Asher. They're, like, he came to town 2 years ago. They have befriended him, but he's very closed off because of his past. And so you learn a lot about Asher in this, as you can imagine. And Olivia, we see Olivia as, like, the really supportive friend in the background. And here, you get to see, again, more of her background that you didn't know about. And I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this. This was definitely my favourite one. I think this is my favourite, followed by the first one, then the third one, then this fourth one, then the second one, maybe. Kind of, I can't... I just know this is definitely my favourite. This has definitely been my favourite. I cried a little bit. This was so, like... I love these characters as well because even though both of them... Like, there was no miscommunication in this. There was lies is a strong word. There was omissions that caused conflict, but there was never miscommunication. Like, even when there was omissions, it was omissions in the sense of he's like, I can't tell you all of this right now. Like, I'm not in a place where I can explain this to you right now. And she's like, okay, I understand that. Like, I love this book so much. I love this book so much. So much. There's one thing that this author does, though, that I really don't like. It's got to do with saliva, and I really don't like saliva. Like, I don't like, please never bring saliva near me. I can't, like, I literally can't, like, see when I'm watching Hamilton, I have to not watch when it's up close to Jonathan Groff because it makes me gag. I hate saliva so much. Of all the body fluids I've dealt with during my time at uni studying forensic science, I've handled pretty much every body fluid. And saliva's the one I really can't do. Don't know why. Which, again, is hilarious because I was a dental nurse for a little while. And yes, I hated the... This is why I like this... No. We're going to move on. I am now reading Set of Heaven with Fire. And see, after reading... Honestly, the more I read in this reading order, the happier I am. So this does fit in really nicely right after Clockwork Princess. Now, there's a slight problem I have. I have questions. I have concerns. I have I have family tree questions. Don't know. I have questions. I have so many questions because there's so much that she's thought through. Like, there's so much where I can see the connections. Like, there's a bit in the Mortal Instruments where Jace is in the City of Bones and he sees someone's initials carved into the wall, and then in the Infernal Devices, you see that action being done. You see these initials, these specific initials being carved into that specific wall. There's a bit in the Mortal Instruments where Jace is recognised by another Shadowhunter in a very specific way, and then in the Infernal Devices, you see that the thing that he's recognised for, like, you see the origin of that, which, this is, like, I'm trying so hard not to spoil it for people who don't know what I'm talking about, but make it clear for people who possibly do know what I'm talking about. Like, Tori knows what I'm talking about, because I've been voice noting her all these, like, full-on theories, because she's read it. I just have a moment where I was like, wait a minute, this family's called Fairchild. Why are they not called Fairchild? They changed their name. They changed their name in the books, that's why. Because they were like, actually, we'd prefer to go by this name instead of this name. And I'm like, cool, that's fine. That clears that up because my brain was not, like... So then, if she's connected all these dots, if she's already put all this in plan, like these plans in place, which you can see she's thought this out, right? Then the actions that she took, so there's a thing that happens at the end of Lady Midnight? At the end of one of those books, right? And I almost DNF'd the entire series because of it. It was a choice. It was a choice. But then that links back to The Last Hours, in which there's a character that so, like, in my brain, Livy and Jake. No, that's not Livy? Olivia. Livy and Jessie, don't know where I'm getting other names from. Livy and Jessie have a parallel story, in my opinion. And that's where I think that is going to go. Like, if you've read the books, I think that's going to be a parallel story. It's like a parallel, you know what I mean. The thing that happened with Jessie, I think, is going to happen with Livy, in my opinion. The books aren't even written yet, so this is not a spoiler for the last series. The Wicked Powers. There we go. But I think that's going to be the connection. Like, I think that's going to be because there's a lot of echoes in this that I've often been talking. There's a lot of things that happen in the past that happens in the now, and I think that's going to be one of them. I think that, but with that, I would also like some clarification, some further thought, some further action on Kit, on Christopher Fairchild from the Last Hours. Not Kit, there's two. They reuse names. The Shadowhunters reuse names. It's like Jonathan, Christopher, Matthew, Alexander. Like, there's so many names they reuse. So like Christopher, is he Christopher Fairchild? I'm sure, no, Christopher Lightwood. Whose child is he? No, Henry, yeah, he's Henry's child. Is he Henry and Charlotte's child? But then Jessie, I need an updated family tree. Cassandra Clare, if you're watching this, she will not be watching this. I need an updated family tree because I am going red string crazy with this. Anyway, yes, this is the last book I need to read in this series. Like part of the main Mortal Instruments series before I move on to next month where I will be reading the more of the series but different. So like the Eldest Curses and the short story collections. Or 2 of the short story collections. Yes, 2 of the short story collections. Anyway, if you want to let me know you were here, if you leave me some kind of weapon or angel emoji for the Mortal Instruments, or you could leave cowboy boots for chasing fire or flames, or a firefighter. I'm giving you so much choice this week, today. What's going on? Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go and read my book and then go to bed because I'm very tired. And I will see you in the next video. If you want to, please like and subscribe. Bye.